Forget the golden wings and glowing halos. Hollywood lied to you. The most powerful beings in the universe are masters of disguise. In Genesis 18, Abraham did not welcome radiant spirits. Instead, he served bread to 3 dusty travelers, exhausted from the road. The divine does not wait in cathedrals. It is right there, in your messy kitchen, watching over you when you feel most alone. But keep watching for the 5th sign. Why do they always choose your weakest moment to appear? It is 3 in the morning, your eyes snap open, and the silence of the room feels heavy.
You might call it a sleep disorder, a glitch in your biology. But what if this is not a medical problem? What if it is a scheduled appointment? In 1 Kings 19:5, the prophet Elijah was fast asleep, drained of all strength. He did not wake up to a shout or a storm. He woke up because an angel reached out and touched him. This midnight wakefulness is a sacred invitation. It is the only time you are truly honest, stripped of the noise of the day, standing face to face with the infinite. It is a rare privilege to be called into the quiet when the rest of the world is blind. But think back to that sudden shiver or the weight you felt at the edge of the bed. Was that touch on your shoulder just a trick of your mind, or was it real? The next sign will prove exactly what is standing right behind you. Imagine the world outside is screaming, your business is failing, your bank account is empty, or your heart is breaking into 1,000 pieces. Logic tells you to panic, it tells you to run. But instead, you feel a stillness so deep it feels alien. This is not a psychological trick. This is a power from outside our dimension. In Philippians 4:7, it is described as the peace that surpasses all understanding. It is a peace that does not make sense because it does not come from your circumstances. It is a gift of surrender. We see this in Luke 1 when the angel greets Mary with the words, "Do not fear." That was not just a polite hello. It was a supernatural infusion of calm that allowed her to face the impossible. Crucial instruction. When you are quiet in the middle of a storm, it is because something much larger than the storm is standing right next to you. You are not just being comforted, you are being shielded. But sometimes, this protection moves from your mind into the physical world. Have you ever wondered why that truck suddenly swerved just inches away from your car, as if an invisible hand grabbed the steering wheel to save your life? This leads us to the next sign, a physical mark on your body that proves you were never alone. We often call it luck. That narrow escape, the split-second decision that changed everything. But what if luck is just a code word for something far more deliberate? What you call intuition is actually a whisper from a guardian angel, nudging you away from a shadow you could not even see. It is a physical hand on your shoulder when the world tries to push you down. Imagine the scene, a busy intersection, the smell of burning rubber, tires screeching, metal grinding. Total silence. In the book of Psalms, chapter 91, verses 11 through 12, it says that he will command his angels concerning you to guard you in all your ways. They will lift you up in their hands so that you will not strike your foot against a stone. This is not just poetry. It is a promise of physical intervention. When you survive the unsurvivable, you start to feel a weight, a beautiful debt to life. You realize your pulse is not an accident. It is a mission. You were kept here for a reason. But this raises a haunting question that keeps many of us up at night. If this protection is real, why does it seem so selective? Why are some people pulled from the wreckage while others are left behind? There is a specific condition that activates this divine shield, and it is not what you think. You are looking for a sign in the clouds, but maybe you should be looking at the person standing in line behind you at the grocery store. Sometimes the divine shield does not look like a miracle. It looks like a conversation. Have you ever had a total stranger tell you exactly what you needed to hear right when you were about to give up? That is not a coincidence. It is a delivery. In the book of Hebrews, chapter 13, verse 2, it reminds us to show hospitality to strangers because by doing so, some people have shown hospitality to angels without even knowing it. These messengers borrow a human face and a human voice to hand you the key to a door you thought was locked. This is why compassion is not just a moral choice, it is a survival skill. It requires you to move through the world with your eyes wide open, realizing that every ordinary interaction might carry an extraordinary purpose. You have to be present enough to hear the truth hidden in the small talk of a passerby. But while these physical messengers are vital, there is a much more intimate place where this guidance takes root, a place where you are completely vulnerable, stripped of your ego and your defenses. Because the most profound warning is not whispered in your ear by a stranger. It is planted deep within the one realm where you are physically incapable of lying to yourself. That place is the dream. It is the final frontier where the noise of the world finally cuts to black, and the divine can speak to you without interruption. Crucial instruction: think of your mind as a busy terminal that only clears out at midnight, leaving the floor open for a different kind of traveler. In Genesis chapter 28, we see Jacob resting his head on a stone, only to witness a ladder bridging the gap between earth and the heavens. It was not a hallucination, it was a direct download of his destiny. This is where the messengers imprint their maps onto your soul while your conscious guard is down. Look at the story of Joseph in Matthew chapter 2, verse 13. An angel appeared in his dream with a life-or-death command. Get up, take the child and his mother, and escape to Egypt. That dream was not a sequence of random images. It was a tactical evacuation that saved a life and changed history. Now, you might wonder how to tell the difference between a random brain dump and a true revelation. A normal dream is like a foggy window that clears the moment you reach for your coffee. But a revelation is different. It is sharp. It is high definition. It leaves a heavy, sacred residue in your heart that lingers for days, an emotional weight you cannot shake off. It is the kind of clarity that makes you realize you are not just a body sleeping in a bed, but a spirit receiving a vital transmission. But as profound as these nightly visions are, there is one final layer to this mystery, a secret hidden in plain sight that most people overlook. In a moment, I will reveal the one single truth that will forever change the way you look at your own reflection in the mirror every morning. You know, looking back at everything we have explored, it is easy to feel small in the face of such immense, invisible forces. But perhaps, deep down, we all need to realize that these signs are not just about the supernatural. They are about your worth. Whether it is a sudden chill in a quiet room or a stranger saying exactly what you needed to hear, these moments are proof that you are never truly walking alone. You are not a random accident of biology or a victim of luck. You are a deliberate mission. Think of your life like a precious manuscript that the universe refuses to let be lost or destroyed. Every breath you take is a victory in a war you did not even know was being fought. But there is one final realization that changes everything. When you finally stop looking for miracles in the sky and start seeing the miracle in your own heartbeat, you have to ask yourself, what is the one thing you are still too afraid to change, even though you know you are being guided? You are never truly walking alone, and here is the reason why. Behind the scenes of your daily life, there is a massive, invisible operation working entirely in your favor. Think of it like a royal escort for a high-profile target. In the book of Hebrews, chapter 1, verse 14, it is clearly defined. Angels are ministering spirits sent out to serve those who will inherit salvation. That means you. You are not some random person lost in the crowd. You are the focus of a divine strategy. You have an entire spiritual army standing guard over your every step, clearing the path before you even realized there was an obstacle. This shifts everything. You are no longer just an observer of your life. You are a chosen soul with a destiny so important that heaven refuses to leave you unprotected. But all this protection leads to one ultimate question. If an entire army is backing you up, what is the grand mission you were sent here to complete? Dive into destination in the next video. First, share the moment, visible and guiding comments below.
Just walk away. pha lê với kim cương. Thích em tầm thường so với phi thường. Em không đứng chung hàng với nhà bà sao, vì em ở tầng mây khác một tầm cao. Anh muốn một người vừa vặn trong tầm tay. Sorry em là gió, em là mây bay. Nhưng mang cái tư duy của kẻ mặc cả đến đỉnh giá một tâm hồn vô giá.
I'm the question mark you can't erase. I'm the luxury you can't embrace.
Anh cứ giữ lấy những lựa chọn an toàn để rồi cả đời sống trong bất an. Yeah.
Vạch tên em đi, đừng làm bận giấy trắng. Em không dành cho những kẻ thiếu vắng.
Bản lĩnh đàn ông.
Anh tìm đáp án, anh tìm kết quả.
Kết quả là